Wrestling fans, welcome to the Squared Circle Maniacs Pro Wrestling Podcast. And here are your hosts, the Hot Pockets impresario, Johnny Bottles, and the neckbeard psychologist, Dr. Don Wayne.
Hey, we're live now.
Jeez.
What a week. Don, it's been a week. What a week. This week felt like a year.
Folks, I'm going to go ahead and pull back the curtain here a little bit. Bottles and I have had some personal and professional struggles here in our home lives and work lives. And about 2 minutes ago, the music played, the lady talked. We're sitting here having a conversation for 2 minutes, and my wife comes in and says, "What the F are y'all doing? Are y'all having a show just for yourselves?" We forgot to hit the go live button. It's been that kind of a week. We appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Like and subscribe. You know the deal. Hit the ring-a-ling on the ding-a-ling. Super chat's open. Save your money until we get to the shit you want to talk about if you got something to say. We're going to try to keep this in order tonight because there's a lot to cover. It's been a long week.
My well pump switch burned up Saturday. Then when it finally kicked in, we were having water. We lost water pressure overnight. And then, magically, we didn't have any hot water. And then a pipe broke in the ground right by my well, like 18 inches out of my well. Up from the ground came a bubbling crude, just like Jed Clamper in the Beverly Hillbillies.
Well, it was black, but it wasn't oil.
It wasn't oil, and it was water. So we got that fixed, and my tankless electric hot water heater that I have mounted on a wall right over there, you can't see it, but it's right over there on the wall. That thing went kablooey because of the, because of the silt, the dirt that was all in my water line. I had to clean out every shower head, every sink aerator, you name it, I had to clean it out. But my hot water heater got fouled. So I installed a new one today. Turned the water off, drained the tank. I was good to go. Got it all hooked up myself. And I turned the water on. I got no water. I walked out to my pump. And I saw up from the ground came a bubbling crude. The patch job the plumber put on the well pipe, Don.
Went tits up.
Lackluster. It went tits up. But enough of my fun life. No water. I guess I'm peeing in a shower drain. Dropping a deuce in a trash can. Whatever I got to do, folks. Whatever I got to do.
You got to fight that Rottweiler for the spot in the trees.
Wash my face in Miller Lite. I don't know what I'm going to do, Don. We're waiting for the guy to come now. And there was a question of whether we were going to have a show, but I was all verklempt. Don talked me down off the ledge. You can do a show, pal. You can do a show, big fella. Come on, big fella. Turn that computer on. You can do it.
Well, it's been a week.
Hit the button to go live. So
it's been a week.
I shit the bed, Don, right out of the gate. I shit the bed. I'm just going to sit here and listen to you.
Oh no, you're not, because I got a lot to say and you got to respond. We're gonna get a caveat out there now. We're gonna get to what was AEW last week. Okay, we're gonna get to that. Thank you all for watching again. Like, subscribe, hit the notifications button. You will be notified when we go live. Okay. SmackDown last week. I want to get to this and cover this real quick because I'm going to tell you right off the bat, it was a lackluster show for me in every way. I don't dislike Cody Rhodes, right? I want to put that out there now. But the disrespect that he gets on social media is completely uncalled for and absurd. It's just ridiculous, some of the shit they say. SmackDown did like a 2.4 or 2.39 million last Friday, right? It opened the show with Cody Rhodes. So
hell of a rating, Don.
Yeah.
Hell of a rating.
Opened the show with Cody Rhodes, talking about his next opponent. He calls out Kevin Owens, says, "You're going to be the guy I'm going to fight." Kevin Owens says, "No, I don't want to do it." Not my cup of tea on how you get your next opponent at the next major PLE. That's just my opinion. And what it feels like to me maybe is they realized they're relying way too much on the bloodline to get his next opponent in line. They did the AJ Styles for a couple of months. That worked. But they've got to start going a different angle. I hope this is the start of a good angle that runs a couple of matches because I think they can have a good match. I'm not happy at how this is starting, though. I'll just put that out there now.
Don, hang on a second. Yeah. Oh, hi, Renee. How are you? John's on his way. He's a great guy. Just, yeah. I'll make sure he doesn't bust his head open. All right, thanks, Renee. John Moxley's on his way over to fix my well.
Oh, okay, good.
He is a plumber.
He is a plumber.
He is a plumber.
I don't like how they did this at all, Bottles. I know you don't either. I feel like there was a different way to do this. I think you've got to turn Kevin Owens heel at this point in time. I really do. Maybe it's just me. I feel like he's got to become a heel.
Why wouldn't they just say? Why wouldn't they just say, I got nothing to do. I've got nothing to do at the pay-per-view. Nothing at the Bash in Berlin. Got nothing to do. So I need an opponent. Pierce, what do you got? Who do you have? And Pierce could have came out. Not Pierce. Aldis could have came out. He's the GM of SmackDown. He could have came out and just said, well, a lot of guys had shots. You just had Solo Sikoa. There's a worthy opponent for you. He hasn't come forward, but there is somebody deserves a shot. And he could have been the middle guy. Aldis could have, to get Kevin Owens involved. Instead of Cody said, hey, you know, you're one of my best friends. I'd love for you to beat my ass all around this ring for me.
You're my best friend. Let's punch the shit out of each other in Germany.
Yes, I enjoy it. You know, Germany, they have those strange vices over there in Germany. They enjoy that sort of thing. I'll even wear a leather mask while you whip me with a belt. What the hell?
That was good.
What in God's name is going on? I couldn't believe what I was watching. Hey, Kevin, you've been a great friend to me, and I just want to award you with a title shot. We'll do some we'll do some collegiate wrestling. It'll be all mat-based. What the
idea
is
you
going
just came
on
up with.
here?
That
Cody
idea.
Rhodes, dude, this Cody Rhodes bullshit is, it's up to here now. It's right up to here. It's up to the top of the mustache, Don.
By that,
you know this little line right here, my philtrum? Your philtrum is that little line, that little groove.
Okay, hold on.
In your upper lip.
It's
right there.
By saying that, what you're saying is the white meat portion of his run is getting on your last nerve.
It's getting on my last nerve. I know he's the new John Cena. The kids love him. He's moving a lot of merch. The kids love the guy, but he's starting to be a pain in my ass. He's starting to be a pain in the adult's ass.
He's got to get a little bit more vicious.
A good baby face is defined by a great heel opponent. The chase, the feud. He has no feud going on right now. I wouldn't call Solo Sikoa a feud because Solo Sikoa's not going after him. I mean, if that was true, then Cody Rhodes would have been walking backstage and he would have had his ass beat by all the members of the Bloodline. But it didn't happen.
What you just said makes perfect sense. I like what you said. And they sort of got around their ass to get to their elbow later when they go backstage. And Kevin Owens keeps saying, hey, that's what he did. He said, hey, look, I don't want this match. I don't want to do it. To which the GM said, well, then I'll go back there and find you an opponent. And what about such and such? He just names a whole bunch of guys that aren't worthy to face Cody. And that's what he's like, no, okay, I'll do it then. So we sort of get there. I'm hoping this leads, like I said, to Kevin Owens becoming a heel. I feel like Owens is one of those guys that's a better heel than he is a baby face just because of his look. He's not built like a typical baby face where he's all jacked and out of his mind and in great shape. Most of your classic baby faces are in great shape, in my opinion.
I will say about Kevin Owens one thing, the ugliest armpits in professional wrestling. Have you seen those things? Have you seen his armpits? Dude, they are the gateway to hell. It looks like the gateway to hell. It looks like Beelzebub's asshole when he lifts his arms up. It's horrendous. Horrible. A good babyface is defined by a good heel feud. When Cody was feuding with The Rock, with that beatdown backstage, it didn't have to necessarily be The Rock. It could have been anybody doing that to him. It was
kicking the shit out of him.
Kicking the shit out of him. Peak, you wanted to see him come back and kick somebody's ass.
And
that's
get his
not
come
happening
up
right now. It's
not
happening right now. Maybe somebody needs to go to his house and kick in the door and scare the shit out of Brandy Rhodes and his little daughter, whatever Liberty, I believe her name is. Chase her around the house with a frying pan. I don't know. Chase both of them around the house. Throw the kid in a closet. Lock the door.
Bring
Hit
Britt Baker
in
over.
the face. What?
Bring Britt Baker over. She'll be an instant heat magnet. She'll come out there, take 5 minutes to put her gloves on.
Slowly walk out with a glove. Yes. Strolling, just lollygagging her way down the front lawn of Cody Rhodes' house.
We're going to get there. That's a little tease. Believe you me, we noticed some of the shit everybody else did too. Those 2 other big parts about SmackDown I want to get to, right?
Yes.
LA Knight cut a really good promo. I enjoyed
Fantastic.
everything about LA Knight. It was great. Everything I hoped it would be. Jade Cargill, I thought, was put in a good position. She had a good match, I thought. I didn't hate it.
Some people they're still saying she can't wrestle.
She's got to have, I really feel like she's got to have it laid out in front of her. That's how it feels to me. She's got to have it laid out in front of her. That's just me. Bottles has got shit going left and right over there. He's got hard times. The other part.
Hard times, baby. Hard times.
It's hard times over here, baby. When your well goes dry, you understand what I'm saying? I can't shower, baby. I can't wash my ass on it.
The well went dry, baby. Like the devil's sandbox. It went dry.
The other part of this show that everybody was waiting on finally happened. The return of Roman Reigns. He came out there. He kicked the shit out of everybody. Tried to get his necklace back. The tribal band or the tribal whatever. Couldn't get it back.
They tried to get the Lola Falana back. What do they call it?
The
Lola Falana.
Whatever. The loofah.
Yeah.
He tried to get the loofah back, and it didn't work.
The loofah. The village's loofah.
So it was a good segment. It's going to lead into something else. I hope we start seeing more of Roman Reigns. The show's a lot better when he's there. He is a big star, especially now that Seth Rollins is gone. They need to bring some of these big stars back onto SmackDown, in my opinion. Because right now, SmackDown is seriously lacking in the big star department, in my honest opinion.
You got Randy Orton now on Raw.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
For no reason. He's loaned out. They got to do something to shake. Survivor Series is going to be here in November. They got to do something to shake things up a little bit right now. Spice things up, just a little soupçon of spice. Let's see a Nick Aldis, Adam Pearce feud.
That would be good. And it should be something like that where they're fighting for talent.
Let's see both guys get in the ring. I want to see Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce lead a tag team, maybe a trios team of a couple of guys against Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis could jump in the ring tomorrow and wrestle. That's how in great shape he is. He's a fine figure of a man. Just saying.
Anyway, I also want to ask you this. From
right.
the SmackDown numbers, right? I want to talk about this real quick.
Yes.
What do you think was the highest segment of the show?
I would have to say the Roman Reigns return.
It was the second highest.
Don't tell me the first with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens.
That was the highest segment of the show. Say whatever you want to about Cody Rhodes. He is a draw right now. I don't care what you say. Yeah, light it up. I don't care. Celebrate it. Celebrate it, baby. He's a draw, son. I'm not the biggest Cody Rhodes fan either, but his entrance is over. He's a good wrestler. He's earned his spot. People shitting on this guy nonstop. I don't understand it. Just because you think the other guy's better doesn't mean... Look, Roman Reigns, we've always talked about this, right? Some guys need a title to get over, right? Agreed? Some guys need the championship to get over. Roman Reigns doesn't need it anymore. He doesn't. He's over. Randy Orton doesn't need it anymore. There's certain guys that you elevate by putting a strap on them and saying, here you are, you're the champ. Roman Reigns doesn't need it. Cody Rhodes needs it right now, and they're making hand over fist and money. To quote CM Punk, tell me what I'm telling lies.
I'd rather see Block Larry wrestle a Coca-Cola machine than what you just said. Cody Rhodes.
I don't know what to tell you, Bottles. I mean, you're going to be in this band. You're going to be on this ship for a while. He ain't going to lose anytime soon. I can promise you that. It's going to be a while. Strap in and hold on.
Why can't he lose? What? You know what I would do? To shake things up? I tell you what I'd do. I would have him lose. I would have him lose at a pay-per-view. Lose the belt, maybe win it back on the next SmackDown.
Too soon.
Why not? Why
it's
not?
Too soon. It's too
Why
soon.
not?
Yeah, I just told
lose
you
it through shenanigans. Why not? Spice things up a little bit.
You're going to have to make Kevin Owens a super heel if you do it that way. And he's going to have to be lined up with a faction to get it over like that.
I wouldn't put the belt on Kevin Owens. I wouldn't.
You just said put it at the next PLE, and that's who he's facing.
I didn't say the next PLE. Just add a PLE. Have him lose the belt. I didn't say the next one. Who wants to put the championship on Kevin Owens?
Not me.
He looks like a bus driver.
He is a bus driver.
What bus?
The short one.
I'm going to talk about... Don said it, I didn't, folks.
I'm going to talk about Raw next, because Raw did a 1.89. It was back on USA Network.
Hell of a rating.
Hell of a rating. 1.89 on Raw is a big number. And this show led off with arguably its biggest star, Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
In this segment that they had, Rhea Ripley opened the show.
Hang on a second. Before you go any further, you just piqued my interest in one thing. Okay? Who do you think now? She's obviously the biggest female star on Raw.
Yeah.
Right? Who would you say is the biggest male star?
It's CM Punk, and it's not close. CM Punk is the biggest male star on that show.
Not Rollins, not McIntyre.
No. I think Rollins has a great... So when Rollins is serious, he's a good guy to watch. He's fun to watch when he's serious. When he's out there with all that extra bullshit, I am the Iconola, I've got granola, someone shine my shoeolas. Like, that shit gets old. I don't want any part of that guy.
I've got granola.
I don't want any part of that shit. That shit's the worst. Rhea Ripley right now is the biggest female wrestling star I've ever seen in my life. Nothing comes close.
She's come so far. She was a fresh-faced kid, blonde hair, no black makeup, looked like just a fresh-faced child, a 6-foot child walking into this promotion from Australia. Remember when she wrestled Charlotte?
Yeah.
At a WrestleMania with no build-up whatsoever.
At the Tampa show because of COVID.
Yeah, because of COVID.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. But I'd like to see them run that back. I really would. When Charlotte gets healthy and comes back. Yeah.
By the way, hit that like and subscribe notification button. Super chat's open. If you've got something you want to say, go ahead and hit it. Ripley has a good segment. I like this. Liv Morgan and Dominic come out talking shit. I love everything about this. It's entertaining as hell. It's a personal issue. Damian Priest gets up there. They do the little skirmish. They run down to the ring. She gets a hold of, this time Damian Priest got a hold of Dominic, and it looks like he's going to finish him off, and Liv Morgan saves him again. I thought it was great, and then it goes right into the opening match, which is Damian Priest versus, You think you're cool? That guy. What the hell? Why is his name not escaping me right now? Carlito, yes, thank you.
Carlito Colon.
That match was
very one of the most unutilized guys in WWE. He's funny. He's quick. He can wrestle. He's a big guy. He can do lucha if it comes down to it. I've seen him do it. He knows the way He knows the way the business in WWE is run, and a very underutilized guy. I think they're just testing him with this Judgment Day thing to see if he's he's going to fit in just being a background player. But hopefully Carlito will get a run with a belt, a tag belt or whatever. Maybe if Bobblehead gets hurt, Carlito could the Freebird rule, Don. Carlito can sell.
I like the Freebird rule. Let that big-headed bastard get in there. There was a report that came out, and I hadn't heard this, that they were going to rebrand the Judgment Day. They were going to give them a different name to Street Trash. But the negative, overwhelming feedback they got on it, they said, never mind. Why would you change the name to Street Trash? Who thought that? You know what? I'm not even going to ask that out loud because we're going to get to a shitty damn name here in a minute. We're going to be talking about that in a minute. Shit got sideways on this show. I'll say that much with some of the stuff they did. Agreed with some of the names, the new tag team.
I would agree with that. I would agree with what you just said about the Judgment Day deal. I don't understand. I don't understand why you would do that. Why would you meddle with that? But who's the leader of the Judgment Day now? Balor? Is he the de facto leader?
I think so.
Dominic.
I think so.
Dominic. Dominic's just happy, doing whatever with Liv. It's got to be Balor. Backstabbing Balor. That's what he called himself.
The bastard Balor.
They smile in your face. They smile in your face, lad. All the time they want to take your place. The backstabbing Balor.
I just called him the bastard.
On the OJs. You can't call him the
bastard
bastard.
name.
That's Pac. He's in
No, I was going to say, that don't fit Pac at all. It doesn't fit. You can call him the short guy Pac. The short Pac. That's your short Pac.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Pac rat.
Talk a little bit about this.
I would love to see Pac back in WWE and be a member of the Judgment Day. It'd be fantastic. He'd fit right in.
I want to get through these real quick because we do have a lot to cover here when it comes to AEW. There was a lot. Odyssey Jones came out with the New Day. You can see the heel turns imminent. That faction's going to break up. I'm going to look forward to it finally ending. Thank God.
Who goes? Who goes heel? Kofi?
You know
Odyssey?
who's going heel. You know who's going heel.
Woods
is going heel.
Will join up with Karrion Kross.
Yes, Woods is going heel. American Made versus Alpha Academy.
Don't like it.
Really?
Don't like it. I like them as the Creed brothers. They don't need to be called American Made. I like them as the Creed brothers.
Okay.
If you see Akira Tozawa in a match, you think, well, okay, they're losing. It's already, he's a jobber. It's already ingrained in people's brains now. He's a jobber. He's never going to win a match. So what they need to do is they need to rehab Akira Tozawa. If they're going to make something out of that tag team with Otis, I mean, I don't know.
Otis is over.
I'm hitting my shit.
Otis is over.
Pal, I got pipes to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am. I'm stuck in the middle with Don.
Otis is over.
Otis is over.
Say whatever you want about it, but Otis is over.
Otis is
way over.
way
some of this real quick.
Go ahead,
Here
Don.
it is.
I'm sorry, Don. I'm just struggling here. Go ahead.
The 3 L's have been given a name. Pure Fusion Collective.
And when she said that backstage, when the head of the lesbians said that backstage, she did not seem convincing. Like, here's your new name, Pure Fusion Collective. Go.
What
Pure
the
Fusion
shit
Collective.
is that? What even is that?
I have no idea. Pure Fusion Collective. A fusion is a bonding of different things together to make one unit. A collective is a group of things. I guess, I don't know. Sisters of Sappho was taken? I don't know. What else could you call them? The Calamity Clams? What else could you call them? What do you want to call those people, those chicks?
Bitches with attitude. I don't care. Anything's better than what they had. That's awful.
Hey, BWA.
There you go.
I like it. BWA.
Take it however you want to
with
take it. Broads with attitudes or bitches, your call. But at least you leave it out there. I did want to talk about this real quick. Bronson Reed, again, is a monster heel, and we're seeing the birth of their next big heel in this company. Bronson Reed's over with me, pal. I don't know what to tell you. This dude
I don't understand
kicked the shit out of R-Truth.
I don't understand all those guys out there. And he's on the top rope. He's climbing to the top rope like a baby rhinoceros. Why couldn't somebody just grab R-Truth and pull him out of the ring by his feet? Why couldn't they do that?
Well, I can tell you why.
Why couldn't they do that?
Okay, here we go. You want that big bastard coming down on you on accident while you're trying to reach in and grab him?
Dude, he's not moving fast climbing up on that top rope. He's moving like a baby rhino.
He can move quicker than that. He'll get your ass. Keep messing around. He's going to get you 2 bottles. I tell you what, you go take that splash and tell me how it feels. All I know is R-Truth sat there and took that like a champ. I was impressed with this whole thing. I love what they're doing with this guy.
Did somebody like handcuff the Miz? Did somebody throw the Miz underneath the ring? R-Truth's his buddy. If I was R-Truth, I'd say, Miz, how come you left me out there hanging? How come you left me hanging,
Because he had already gotten
Miz?
splashed, remember? He had already gotten splashed. He was dead to the world.
Oh,
he was useless
that's right.
at that point in time.
That's right.
He was already dead.
He was nursing a bruised sternum.
That's how R-Truth got involved, because he was saving the Miz. So this smells like an angle to me coming up between the Miz and Bronson Reed. And it's not going to hurt the Miz to lose, but it will help. It will help Bronson Reed to get the win. It will, because he's a name. He's a name with value, and it doesn't hurt anybody. You seem to have some shit going down. You all right?
What's that?
Nothing? All right.
Oh,
I hear him. The last part of this I want to talk about.
Dude, I got 4 Huskies, dude. They're just talking and talking and talking. They're talking like the Judgment Day out there. That 4-legged
You ready?
Pal, it ain't easy being me, pal. It ain't easy being me. Like Rodney Dangerfield.
Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn gave us a quality PLE match in a 2 out of 3 falls. I haven't seen one this good in a long time. I really appreciated this match. I appreciated the effort they put in this. Again, it was a professional match. Zayn was leading it the whole time, which he should be because he's a veteran. I mean, I tip my hat, man. This was just 1.89 million people, and they kept the number going strong all night. I just impressed the shit out of me.
And the kid is 26 years old, and he's main eventing Raw. How many times now? Several times.
Who?
Braun Breaker.
WrestleMania?
Main eventing Raw.
Oh, Raw. Okay, yes.
Yes, he's main eventing Raw. Several times.
Thought you said WrestleMania. I might have heard you wrong.
No.
Okay.
You heard me wrong. Maybe it was the dogs howling in the background. The coyotes. I don't know. They're coming for me, pal. They're coming for me. Go ahead.
I thought Raw was great. 1.89 million. It's going to get better.
Yes.
I'm excited because of how this is going. You can tell they're being a little bit more adult with some of the language. When they go to Netflix, I'll be curious how this translates. SmackDown's coming to USA. It makes me curious there as well on how that's going to, that whole transfer process is going to go. Are they going to have to be PG-13 or PG, or how's that going to work?
The rumor going around is that when Raw leaves, they want SmackDown to be 3 hours. You see that coming?
I've heard about it. I don't know. I hope the hell not. Please don't do that. 3 hours is already tough enough with Raw.
That could be NP, pal. You know what that is, NP? Neck beard prognostication.
Well, they're words help when I speak. I'm not going to get it out.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
Are you ready to talk about AEW? Are you ready to get there now?
Please.
I feel like we had to rush through SmackDown and Raw because there was so much going on this. And then this shit show that was AEW.
We shot right through it. Go ahead. AEW was fantastic, pal. I loved every minute of it.
I DVR this show now every week, and I let it get to about the 20, 25-minute mark before I start watching.
I'm glad you took my advice.
And I'm also doing a test while I do this. So I flip it on, and immediately AEW's on my screen. And I thought, oh, shit. They're actually starting the show on time.
Wait a second. You know Big Bang Theory lead-in for you?
Wait, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. And then it dawns on me. Yeah. It's not the AEW show. It's a commercial to lead into the show. They then cut back to the Big Bang Theory show for the next minute and a half.
Okay.
They're not even hiding this shit anymore. They're throwing AEW up at 8 o'clock in a commercial. This is 2 weeks in a row they've done this. Go back to the Big Bang Theory, then go to the actual shitty wrestling show. Which, by the way, this show did 703,000 people, in large part because of the rumor that started going around because of what Tony Khan said, that there was a major announcement forthcoming. And I want to read this before we continue, because every wrestling outlet that I saw, every social media outlet I saw was quoting this, but we're quoting it out of context to give you the illusion that something was coming. This is exactly what Tony Khan said yesterday. It is a very exciting time in AEW for many reasons. We're days away from AEW All In on August 25th. This is the most important, exciting time in AEW's history. In addition to what is happening in the ring, there are also many exciting things happening right now behind the scenes at AEW. We're on the verge of the most important announcements in the history of AEW. There are multiple aspects. The arrival of these big announcements is imminent. Imminent, meaning any day now, any moment now.
Any day now. Any day now.
We'll have big news that could come at any time. Isn't that the best kind of wrestling surprise? When you know something is coming and you want to get excited, but you're not sure when it's going to happen? It's a complete carny bark. He's working the audience.
Of course he is.
This show had 703,000 people tuned in because they gave the image that he was going to make some sort of a huge announcement that never came in the entire show. It never happened. Nothing. Because he's used this boy cries wolf thing so many times, we showed up again. People that don't normally watch showed up again by about 50,000 or more and got shit on.
Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know He's done it before. Remember the Shane McMahon debacle when that
Yes.
picture was taken with him and Shane McMahon, like they were discussing something in a conference room. It was all bullshit. The whole thing was bullshit. That's all.
One of the announcements that has come out
Uh-huh.
in the past 24 hours is All In is moving to Texas instead of being in England next year.
Yes, yes. What does that say to you?
It says to me that perhaps the WWE is going to bring SummerSlam back to England. They do not have a facility right now or a designation for SummerSlam next year yet. The Minneapolis thing is in 2026. Royal Rumble is at Indiana, so that's already been set. WrestleMania, I forget where WrestleMania is taking place next year.
Vegas?
That's right, Vegas. Good call.
Vegas.
They have not set a stadium for SummerSlam yet, and they were recently spotted with the mayor of England or of London trying to talk about it. He wants them to bring WrestleMania. I don't know that you'll ever see WrestleMania outside of the United States of America. That's sort of been their flagpole plan is we will never have this event outside of the country. It will always be here. You're going to have to come to us to see it. SummerSlam makes a lot of sense. They've done it before. They drew a huge house. That sort of makes sense to me. The summers in England aren't terrible. It doesn't get too hot. I could sort of see this happening, and that's sort of why I think maybe they told Tony, we appreciate you coming here the last 2 years. We'd like to get a little bit of a bigger show out here. We want to sell this bitch out. Get 90,000 people in the stands. That's sort of how it feels to me. I don't know what you think about it.
They'll pack that place. They'll pack it. They met with the mayor of London, Nick Khan, who is a big mover and shaker in the entertainment industry, like it or not, and Triple H. Who is the mayor of London? I believe his last name might be Khan also. Somebody in the chat help me out.
Sorry. Yes, North America. They have them in North America. You are correct. Not just America, but North America. You are correct. Point being, they're not going overseas to have WrestleMania. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. You guys make the show go. We appreciate you guys having patience. It's been a tough week. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notification button. If you've got something to say in the super chat, we look forward to you. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Like I said, go ahead, Johnny.
Give a poor old man a ring-a-ling with a ding-a-ling. Set your notifications. Please give us a thumbs up. It helps with the YouTube algorithm to find us online, to find us in your recommended views, to find us, just to find us. We're lost. We're lost here. I want to put a message, Don, and that was in the chat. I want to put it up on the screen. He didn't throw any money in the coffers, but I'm just going to throw it up. He's a new guy. He's a new guy, Don. EA. I assume it's a guy. I don't know. What a cool community this show has in the chat. Hi to all of you guys. EA, glad to have you aboard. We see that you're a new guy here. Everybody in the chat's great. Fantastic people there. And good humor. A lot of people are funny as hell. So
well,
I just want to
the dog is cool. The dog is cool. Be wary of Beer Man and Larry. They bite. That's all I'll say about that. Back to the show at hand, that is AEW. We couldn't even get halfway off the damn thing before we got sidetracked because of all the horse shit going on.
Let's start out. We were at the Big Bang Theory, and now
we go straight to the show. They talk about they're in Norfolk, Virginia. 3,100 tickets were distributed for this show, and it holds, I believe, 9,000. Somewhere in that venue, 9,000 to 10,000.
I dated a girl from Norfolk, Virginia.
The crowd was hot bottles when it started. They wanted some wrestling. It's been a long time since Norfolk had some wrestling. They were all about that action, boss. And then we got to see who we're going to get first. The TBS titles on the line. Mercedes Moan comes out.
It was everything I thought it would be.
She's not in heels. Huh?
It was everything I thought it would be. Go ahead.
Okay. You and I are going to have some different shit to say about this one.
Garbage. It was garbage. Go ahead.
You and I are going to have different. I'm telling you, we're going to have a different opinion here.
Go ahead.
By the way, when she's not in heels, you could tell that Camille is a much bigger girl. You are a wreck. You are a goddamn travesty. Camille's the tall girl. She's in shape. She's an attractive woman. She's out there on Mercedes. She looks like a dozer compared to her because Mercedes is so small. And I said, well, who is she going to face? Because I totally did not pay attention to this. I didn't care. Hikaru Shida is back. Haven't seen Hikaru Shida in months. She's out here like for 3 weeks in a row now. Out here every week fighting everybody.
She's relegated to Collision and Rampage. She's one of those now. And she was on Collision. I was changing channels one Saturday night. She was on Collision. She cut a great promo in perfect English. She's been I guess taking English lessons or whatever, and she's fantastic, cutting promos, fiery, the whole 9 yards. But she's a great wrestler. She really is, considering who she had to work with.
Okay, I'm just going to say this much about it.
Go ahead, pal.
By the way, did you like how the announcers were trying to get the chant of CEO going as Mercedes Moné was coming out? How dreadful was that dreck? It's just corny, man.
If I owned that company, I'd fire every one of them. I keep Taz. I take that back. I would keep Taz. I'd let all of them go. The Masked Man. See you later, pal. Go announce at the Dragon Gate or Revolution Pro, and Shivani, have a great retirement. You and Jim Ross can meet at the Denny's and get the early bird special.
I will give the crowd credit for this.
Shivani, you know who Shivani reminds me of? Shivani reminds me of Milton from Office Space. The guy with the stapler his office was in the basement. Yeah. That's who Shivani reminds me of. Greasy, just sweaty, bearded, with the hair, just miserable. Go ahead.
You're having a time there, pal. You're having a time. This is the notes I wrote about this match because I'm going to try to make this to what I saw. It's a little sloppy. They've got a lot of shit going on. They have now done exactly 204 pin attempts. There have been 432 knee strikes. Here's another double knee strike. Holy shit, make that 401 knee strikes. Another pin attempt. Are they going to stop with the pin attempts? This shit's getting out of control. Is Camille wearing spandex blue jeans? Monet wins.
Yes, she was. Did you catch Monet calling spots to Camille when the camera is right at her ass?
Yes.
At the turnbuckles, when Shida is inside the ring in the turnbuckle and Monet's at the post, she's calling spots to Camille, giving her cues. Right when the cameraman's... Why do they do this? Why do they coordinate things this way? Maybe we're just spoiled, Don, from the new age photography and cinematography from WWE. I don't know.
Maybe it's a production. I don't know. But this shit, it got... Okay. I'm just going to get to this. The spandex blue jeans is when I was like, what is happening here? Monet wins, right? And I said, okay, here we go. Britt Baker's music hits.
Hang on a second. What'd you think of that finisher by Monet?
Okay, I'm not going to put this on Monet. I'm not going to put this on Monet. That's not on Monet.
I've never seen it look good. I've never seen that look good.
Okay. That looked like shit. I don't care how you look at it, but that ain't on Mercedes. Homegirl wasn't taking that shit tonight, pal. That's all there was to it. Her face wasn't touching that canvas. It looked horrible.
I'm just saying. I'm not talking about that. I shouldn't say that looks stiff. There were some kicks by Shida to Monet that looked pretty stiff. Especially when the match opened, she kicked her right in the midsection as hard as she could. You heard it hit.
Again, the finish, it was sloppy. I don't know if it was done on purpose, but the shit didn't look good. It looked terrible. She got the win anyway. The music hits, like I said. Camille goes running out to the ramp. She's expecting, which, by the way, did you notice how close the ramp was to the ring last night? Like, there was some dangerous shit where these morons were jumping out of the damn ring all night, landing on a ramp, which is at an angle, screaming, let's break another fucking ankle, because why not? It's not like you don't have enough people hurt in this company. Let's break another ankle or 5.
It's like the whole seating area and the viewing area was contracted to cover up the fact that there's hardly anybody there.
Well, that ramp, they got to give that ramp more room. That shit looked dangerous. Anyway, out comes Baker. They finally find her. She's coming through the crowd. And what I can only... And what I can only describe as a slow saunter to the ring. There was no urgency about her pace. There was no giddy up. It was like, I'm coming to the ring to beat your ass, and there's nothing you can do about it. Gets to the apron of the ring, and at that moment she decides, let me put my glove on, because that's my signature hold. And let me make sure I take all of the possible heat out of this moment that I can. This shit was illogical. It was terrible, and I felt like it was deliberate. And when she got in the ring to actually face Mercedes, I don't know how this is possible. It got fucking worse. The whole tie-up was just dog water. Everything Britt Baker does right now turns to shit.
The shits. The shivering shits. Just horrible. And the majority of it I saw, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. And I'm thinking to myself, why wouldn't Camille run around the back behind Baker and kick her ass?
And just flail the shit out of her.
Run in the ring. Yes, run in the ring and kick the shit out of her. 2 against 1. Well, I don't understand it.
Everything about this was illogical and made no sense. She drags her out of the ring, gets back up on the ring apron, to which she then cowers away because Britt Baker picks up the damn whoop-your-ass stick and swings at her. So now, no longer do we see Camille as the big enforcer. She's now a coward. Some site put up there, this is the new Shawn Michaels Diesel. Will you shut the hell up with this nonsense? Tell me you've never watched wrestling without telling me you've ever watched wrestling. Diesel never backed down from anybody when he was his bodyguard. He kicked the shit out of everyone that he saw. That's what got him over. This was awful. This whole thing ended in a big pile of dog shit, like I said.
I think, here's
like
what I
and
think.
Subscribe.
I think Camille's miserable. I think Baker's miserable. She doesn't want to be involved with this feud with Monet. She wants to be able to face Toni Storm for the main belt. And she missed a year of time, almost a year of wrestling time because all the issues involved backstage and the health issues she had. And it's just apparent when you see Baker. Baker, when she's not happy, sandbags her opponents. She is sandbagging in the angles leading up to the match is what she's doing. Mentally, psychologically sandbagging, putting the glove on slow, just sauntering out like, hey, I'm taking a walk through the park. Hey, everybody, how are you? Hey, good to see you. Ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And where's it going to go from here? Is she going to get the belt from Monet?
I don't think so now.
I don't think so either. Now. This week it was reported that she had problems with Jamie Hayter, where she was the mouthpiece for the former champion, Jamie Hayter, who still hasn't returned from a back injury. She has still not come back. So I don't know if she doesn't want to come back. I don't know what the issue is. Maybe there's legal ramifications. Maybe she's trying to get out of her contract. I have no idea. But is Jamie Hayter that hurt from a back injury that she can't come back to wrestling within this company? I have no idea. No promos, nothing. Not even a mention on TV.
Dave Meltzer gave this match 7 stars, so I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm just kidding, but it was believable, which is what's become sad about Dave Meltzer, is I could say some shit like that. People would be like, did he really? That's how far off the ledge that guy's gone. Again, I'm not going to recap this whole thing, but I think you're right. I think Britt Baker sandbagged the shit out of her when she got in the ring, didn't want to let her get any offense in, and just they fell in a heap of bullshit and her god-awful finish. So moving on to the next drizzling shits part of this show. Jeff Jarrett recaps. Paige attacks Jay Lethal out of nowhere.
Did Jeff Jarrett look like he was half drunk to you?
He looked like he didn't know what he was doing. But I'll say this much. The promo he did was fine, but I don't know where he was looking sometimes. That's just how
he was looking down. His wife, his liver-lipped wife, was staring at him like, that chick, let me tell you something. She looks like a carp that was laid out in the sun.
Easy.
Come on, pal. Good Lord.
This thing starts off. They fight all the Paige and sorry. Let me go ahead and start here. Paige and Jay Lethal fight all the way down to the ring. Paige gets out of the ring. Jay Lethal then does 5 suicide dives on him in a row.
And they looked amazing.
Looked great.
20
seconds later, he got dropped on the apron with a dead eye. And I said, why did we do any of that shit? If you're just going to shake it off in 30 seconds, why? No comeback, no fist for tat, just dropped his ass right on the apron. I said, here we go. There was one other note that I want to talk about on this entire match because it's just not worth me going back and talking about it.
No.
Did you see
just awfulnesses? Did
you see the move that Page gave Lethal? It looked like he almost dropped him directly on his head, but he landed with it.
That was called the butterfly tattoo. That's what that was.
I think it's called the go to hell. We got major heat because when he pinned him, it was the weakest kick out I've ever seen. Like I think he was gone. I really do truly believe. Did you not notice this spot at all? Because it was brutal,
it seemed like he was knocked out a little bit and he just came to all of a sudden and kicked out. I got to kick out.
Well, it didn't get any better. That's what I'm saying. Like this match ended shortly after this. I think he was legit hurt. This thing went maybe another 2 minutes and it was like, okay, we're going home. I think something happened this match. That's just me. I didn't know if you saw it or not.
Yeah, like they say, pal, it's not ballet.
We get the MJF and England recap.
The Page and Lethal match, the end of that was truly a microwave moment for me. I was at the microwave, pal. I couldn't deal with it anymore. Go ahead.
Then we go to the MJF and England recap. Ocean Spray comes out.
Good
Lord. Look, I get it though. Like they're hyping this up, so he goes to England.
Did you see what he did to the valet of the guy he wrestled?
When he grabbed
her? They couldn't show it on the screen. He took her face when she was on her knees and shoved her face in his crotch and rubbed it.
I did not see that.
Yes. They couldn't show it on TV, but that's what he did. And the Ocean Spray ran out like a tough guy.
By the way, like and subscribe.
He should have done cartwheels to the ring, backflips to the ring, like he always,
Well, he's bringing back that stupid-ass kangaroo kick. I wish he wouldn't do that shit because that was corny then and it's corny now and that he's a heel. I wish he'd get rid of that shit.
He even said in his first heel promo he would never do that again, and he's doing it all the time now.
Yeah. Probably just to show he's a liar. Like, I get the mentality. I'm going to show him I'm a liar because I said I'd never do it. Now I'm doing the shit all the time again. You know what I mean?
What do you... Let me ask you this. You're a pundit of wrestling. What do you see with MJF? Where do you see his standing now? What do you see his status? He's the biggest ratings draw they've got, allegedly, now. But where do you see MJF in 6 months from now? Champ? You think he's just spinning his wheels? He's riding it out? Is he the Roddy Piper? Is he the Roddy Piper of AEW, where he's a big talker and competitive matches, but he's never going to grab the brass ring. He's never going to be the champion.
Well, Roddy Piper never got pinned either, so let's not forget that. Roddy Piper got pinned, I think, one time I ever saw in the WWF, and that was by Bret Hart when he won the IC strap from him. That's the only time I can honestly ever remember Roddy Piper ever getting pinned. They're going to pin MJF in England. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. He's going to lose the American title. It's going to happen.
That would be a shame.
And you want to know where I think he is? I think right now they're still trying to get that Daniel Garcia shit off of him, and they're having a hard time with it because that damn near ruined him as a character. That was horrible when they had that Daniel Garcia nonsense, which Daniel Garcia, they're still saying they don't know where he's going. I'm pretty sure he's going to stay where he's at. Why would he leave?
If he was going to stay where he was, he'd be on TV now. If you see him at Wembley, and if he costs MJF the match at Wembley, there you go.
Might see that happen. By the way, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Hit the notifications button. Got something you want to say? Super chat is open.
Yes.
Pac, this is the part of the show that got me off guard. Pac finally speaks out about him being screwed over as the number one contender. And he had a legit bitch.
Right.
He had a legit complaint, and I swear, I wrote down, I swear I don't get this. He was supposed to face him at Wembley.
Don, you said this 2 weeks ago. That Pac is supposed to be the number one contender for that belt.
And that's Tony's booking, though.
Right.
That bitch, every time, it's like my truck right now. I got to get my truck fixed, right? This is Tony Khan's booking philosophy. I got a bad turn signal in my truck. Every time I turn my left blinker on, the high beams come on. That's Tony Khan right now. Taking a left turn. Oh, shit, what's over there? That's Tony Khan. He can't stay in his lane. He can't make the turn he's supposed to make.
Do you think he's the only booker for this show?
Oh, who's your boy Will Washington?
That's something else to talk about when this is done.
Well, no, let's talk about it now, because that dude, you mentioned it to me earlier this week. What the hell's this guy's name? Washington or something?
Will Washington is his name.
Okay.
He's a former podcaster for Fightful. He was on the payroll for Fightful. He hosted a few podcasts for Fightful. And predominantly, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this, he would have black wrestling pundits from the IWC on his show. Maybe him and another guy, or maybe him and 3 other people. I've watched it several times. A very, very good show. Will Washington seems like he was a very, very well-versed man in professional wrestling history. And he talked about angles. He talked about the wrestling landscape. And he was very, very good at what he talked about. And all of a sudden, because he's Swerve Strickland's cousin, he got hired by Tony to be an agent / writer for AEW.
Now, hold it there. The reason that I ask you this is because the word going on the street now is he's involved with a lot of what's going on in the company right now in collaboration efforts with Tony Khan and the booking.
Right.
And people are starting to look at him and be like, is this guy's bad ideas, or is this just Tony Khan? And this is just me saying this. It feels like maybe they're pushing some of the heat onto him as a scapegoat for how very shitty this is all turning right now. That's what it feels like to me. He's starting to get a lot of heat, like, well, it's all that guy's fault. That guy's the reason it's all gone to shit. Don't forget, this is the same guy that was writing for Swerve when he was getting that big push and got over the moon with the audience. That was when he was getting all his shit written up. So they took that and said, let's put it to the rest of the company, and it isn't working out.
Do you think this smear campaign, if you want to call it that, or Washington, is being brainstormed by Tony? You think he's behind it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's what they're doing, is deflecting the heat over there so he can get this shit off of him.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Just my thoughts. Anyway, back to this unscheduled shit show that was AEW. Darby Allin and Hologram recap. I don't know anything about Hologram. I'm not going to look into this guy.
Who cares about Hologram?
Yeah, I just don't get it. They do the Darby Allin vignette. He's
you know what,
again.
Don?
What?
You know what? You've got
what, Bottles?
I hate to interrupt you, but you've got Penta, you've got Ray Fenix, you've got Commander, who's a Bosch machine, but you've got all these other luchadors that can do the same thing that Hologram does. Why would you, and better, why would you sign Hologram? Why would you do that when you've got Penta and Ray Fenix?
Because Tony Graham. The chat's got me thinking about the wrong shit. Got me thinking about Tony Montana type shit with this damn chat.
You got to stay out of that chat.
I keep
looking over at it.
All terrible. Jesus Christ. Should be ashamed. You should be ashamed of yourselves right now. I get this
chat's off the chain.
This is what Tony Khan drew up in his basement as a kid when he had no friends. This would be my friend Hologram if I owned a wrestling company, and that's how we got him. Back to this match. They do the Darby Allin recap. Once again.
Like that? That's a little creepy. That's a little creepy, Don.
Once again, Darby Allin is homeless once again. How many times are we going to have to get the Darby Allin was living in his car flashback? This is like the 15th time they talked about this shit. Enough of Darby Allin in the goddamn car. I get it. He was broke as shit. He lived in the car. Can we move on from this now? Good God, he's been a champion of this company, and they still go back to this shit.
Living in a car, eating Oreos, drinking chocolate milk, smelling like apple cider
down by the
vinegar.
river.
He was a mess. Just a mess.
I'm living in my car down by the river.
A grown man skateboarding down the streets of London wearing his girlfriend's clothing. A grown man skateboarding. What are you going to do, Don?
I don't want to see this guy anymore, man.
Another guy I don't want to see anymore was who waylaid him on the ramp.
Jack Perry comes out, the bearded wonder. And they have their little schmaz. And again, this has got to be the third or fourth time they get into the fight backstage. This has got to be the third or fourth time someone has that slow pulling chain garage door brought down on you. And if anybody's ever worked behind the scenes, that garage door weighs 0 pounds because it's all spring loaded. There's no weight to it. You can easily push the bitch back up if you're under it. This shit was awful. Everything about this was terrible. And then at the end of this whole shit show, he yells, Jack Perry being he, pal, coffin match. I want a coffin match. So, okay. Something that I don't think they've ever done in AEW is now supposed to be a known commodity. A coffin match is now a known commodity. There's only one wrestler I've ever known to have coffin matches. One. His name's The Undertaker. I don't recall ever seeing another one. If I'm wrong, I can be wrong. I don't remember it either way.
The top rope, the top turnbuckle backdrop that Darby Allin does is called the coffin drop. And
I know that.
He's done it before in a coffin match in AEW. He has had a coffin match before in AEW, maybe two. If I'd rather have seen a chalupa match with Jack Perry.
Where the hell was Taco Bell when we needed them this week? They did a run-in last week. We couldn't get it today. I needed a 99-cent beef burrito flashback. That's what I needed.
A Gordita match. Gordita match. They could have had a Taco Bell battle. Just rent out a Taco Bell. Shut it down for the day. Rent it out and have a fight backstage.
Do you want to know why they've had coffin matches in here and I don't remember it? I mean, you just said they've had them.
Because it's all
garbage. Didn't matter. They didn't matter.
It's forgettable. A coffin match is something you have with a blow off of a feud. Is this feud going to be done? This is the first time they've fought in a match. Perry. A singles match, folks. A singles match.
You want to know the coffin matches I remember?
Go ahead.
Taker and Kane, I remember. Mm-hmm. Taker and Yokozuna. Taker and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
I remember all those coffin matches. This doesn't have any of those type of names behind it to back this up. I got Tony Hawk wannabe skating down the ramp to fight off the frickin' 90210 kid's son. That's what I got here. That's what I got.
They should just go back to Jungle Jack Perry, Luchasaurus. Bring back, what'd you call the kid? The little kid? What'd you call him? What was your name for him? Dildo Baggins. Bring him back. And just reboot to that. Hey, we're all good guys now. Hey, happy good guys. Play Tarzan, boy. Cue the music. The greatest night in the history of our sport. They're back. Jurassic Express. Jesus Christ. Jack Perry, get off my TV. Darby Allin, get off my TV. Just go away for a while. How can I miss you if you won't go away?
Mariah May package was next. Everybody's getting a vignette tonight. And I noticed this at this point in time. In her vignette, another beep spot. Everybody's just cussing their ass off on this show. I don't think that's the direction you want to take if you're Tony Khan looking for another contract.
It's beeped out, though. It's bleeped out. So at least it was bleeped out. They used to let it air. You don't forget Adam Copeland dropped a big F-bomb on TV and it went right through.
Again, I just noticed.
Where do you go with this? Where do you go? Who is this for? Who is this for?
By the way, that's not yet. Is that yet? I don't think that's yet. I got to look up my notes real quick.
Wait,
at this point, I believe they also,
is Greg Kinn dead? Well, wait a second. Is Greg Kinn dead?
I don't know.
I'm putting it up on the screen.
Okay, he might be. I don't know.
Great song, the breakup song, man. One of the great songs of the 80s.
Shout out to the brother in the chat, by the way, his father's going through the cancer battle. I want to remember that this week. We're thinking of you, thoughts and prayers. Yeah,
Fluff, God bless you, Fluff.
We're thinking about him. So, give a shout out to Fluff, man. Guy's father's going through some chemo, trying to get through it. So, praying for him.
Hard times.
We're going to go from that to Mariah May package. Like I said, we get Tits McGee back. That's right, folks. Tits McGee is back. Shirakawa.
I know a guy back in when I was in college. He drove a 1985 Shirakawa, one of those little Japanese deals. Got great gas mileage, small trunk.
This thing happens. They do this whole segment, and every time that they have one of these moments, they cut back to the desk with that masked idiot sitting there. It takes away from everything that this show has built.
Everything.
That masked asshole takes any kind of credibility from this show every time you show him on the air. It is ridiculous that this guy's still here. And I'm going to tell you what happened next.
What happened next?
Pockets came out. And I wrote down, not on my TV, bitch. And I found the fast forward button. Like I said, 25 minutes. I give myself a Pockets moment to where if this son of a bitch ever shows up on my TV, I can get through his entire bunch of bullshit. Guess what happened?
I watched that match. I did. Kyle O'Reilly acquitted himself well. It was a good match. Roderick Strong's always good. They're three little guys, Don. They're three little guys. They're three little fellows trying to get ahead. Huey, Dewey, Louie. That's why I said to myself, this is Huey, Dewey, and Louie having a three-way match.
I got nothing to
Superman.
put on this.
Just put the belt on Pockets. That's what they should do. Have Orange Cassidy beat Swerve Strickland for the belt. That's what they should do. He's Superman. He's a lackadaisical Superman. He saunters to the ring like Britt Baker through the crowd. Go ahead, Don. I'm exasperated by this.
I'm not going to cover this guy ever again. I'm not going to say who won. I can't stand that son of a bitch. I can't stand this guy. Then we get the must happen every week. Castagnoli comes out and has his interview.
Is that what that was? It seems like they were having a private conversation backstage.
God, bless America.
I'm just, Renee, I'm just hanging out here, and, we're gonna have a little match with, and we're gonna go ahead and do this. And I'd just like to say that, it's, we're gonna go ahead and, we're gonna. And,
I got it.
It was awful. I couldn't believe this aired on television. No wonder he couldn't get over in WWE.
He cannot
No wonder
talk.
he was the shits in WWE.
Cannot talk.
He cannot talk. All those people on the payroll, you can't get a manager to come out and rep these guys. You can't have Mark Sterling is breaking his arm, legit, on Collision. You can't put him on Dynamite to talk for Cesaro. You can't have a guy come out there and talk for these mooks in the Blackpool Combat Club and be their manager. You can't do that. Why not? I don't understand it. I don't understand how this aired on TV. And then Okada is like playing with his nipples and goes, you just waiting for him to say the word bitch.
And that's what I wrote down. The bitch moment was coming. And here's where you knew this line was built in. Because at the end of the promo, Castagnoli says, next week, you'll have 99 problems. And I'm the bitch with one. I don't even know what that meant. I know it's a rap song verse. I don't get it. This was terrible. Whole thing sucked. I said, I can't wait.
It was a promo. It was a promo, and then a promo, and then a promo about the promo. Why would he just grab Okada by the throat or by the collars and say, look, you son of a bitch, and cut his little promo over that? Show some fire instead of, he said he looked like a cop from a librarian cop.
I know that this was an old Jay-Z song. That song came out like 20-something years ago. What are we doing here? That's like me referencing Eye of the Tiger. What the shit are we doing? I'm going to catch you next week. I'm going to cook you in the eye. I've got the Eye of the Tiger. Horrible. Horrible. Christian Cage. This is all I wrote about Christian Cage. They're going to defend the six-man title in Wembley. Christian Cage can still cut a promo. The rest of this faction is dog shit.
The mother has a belt. The dinosaur doesn't. If I was the dinosaur, I would say, okay, you can defend the belt. He should just rip the mask off and say, you screwed me over so many times. F the mask. F playing a dinosaur. F you. You want to defend these titles? She can wrestle and walk away and have the three of them. And she stands outside the ring. She stands on the apron. And then everybody gets waylaid and they grab her and they throw her in the ring and they pin her. End of story. New trios champions. What do you do? What do you do? I don't understand any of this garbage. There's got to be an end point to some of this shit somewhere. We're starting here. We're starting at point A. We're starting at point A. We got to wind up. We got to end up at Z somehow. You don't go down to P and then go back up to K and then go back down to L and then shoot back up to B again. What do you do? Come on, man.
AFLPZ C FPD
C.
Oh.
C.
This was terrible. The whole thing sucked.
Horrible.
And then, when I thought this could not get worse, I was wrong. Oh, how I was wrong.
Dude, if you're Nick Wayne, when you get hired, do you say to Tony Khan, can you get my mom a job? Can you get my mom a job? She lost her job at the Royal Farms frying chicken. Can you give mom a job? What do you do? I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all.
Tony Schiavone is standing in the ring when we come back.
Milton.
And you know it's going to get bad every time Tony Schiavone's in the ring. And my prayers were answered. Hook, with his insane amount of lack of charisma, comes to the ring.
So embarrassing.
This week, he had the white eye patch in. This is how screwed up they've done this whole thing. Last week, when he came out to attack, he had a black eye patch on with his black Scully, so you couldn't even tell he had on an eye patch last week. This week, it's white, so you know he's got a hurt eye. And he gets to the ring, and Tony Schiavone, as cool as he can be, says, how are you feeling? And Hook goes, I can't see out of my eye, Tony. And you hear three assholes in the front row lose their shit and start laughing immediately. I don't know if this was supposed to be a comedy spot, but the crowd popped. That shit was hilarious.
If you got a guy who can't talk, why would you put him on TV? You know what? If they would have had Cesaro and Okada in front of the crowd, it would have made sense. The crowd maybe would have inspired Cesaro to get a little fired up. But Hook and Schiavone should have been backstage, pre-taped. All this shit should have been pre-taped. It's just... But then again, when I say that, when they pre-tape stuff, look at Cesaro and Okada with Renee Young. It's just the shit's done.
This thing, and this is where it gets even better. It went from bad to worse because out came Chris Jericho. And I said, somebody put me on suicide watch because I can't handle this much longer. This is getting worse by the minute. Low page drifter with his pants straight up to his tits.
The Fred Mertz look.
And at that moment, Hook starts talking again. My wife, who's not watching this at all, she's looking at her phone. She looks up and just goes, this guy sucks. And goes back to playing her game. This happened. She just said, this guy sucks.
No shit, Sherry. No shit.
It was the worst shit I've ever seen. The Bucks come out, and I don't give a shit. I said, it's the Bucks. I'm not writing this down. They're going to win. No, we get FTR coming out instead for whatever reason. I still don't get the logic behind this. Was it to save them from getting screwed out of a title shot? Maybe, but they lost either way because they were the ones that got DQ'd because they interfered. Am I wrong? So now they're having a match Saturday night that no one's going to see.
Two things about the Bucks.
Oh, boy. I wish you wouldn't.
I'm sorry. Does it look like they've actually been working out, lifted a couple of weights? The arms look a little bit bigger than what they usually project. And Balding Buck looks like he's got a little something going on up top here. Like the hairline's coming down to the front a little bit. Just saying, he didn't wear the hat. He didn't wear the headband.
Yeah, he's a real cooch slammer now, from what I hear.
A cooch slammer. Note to self: look up cooch slammer.
I didn't watch this shit. I just saw the end. I fast forwarded because we had to get to Swerve versus the useless bearded wonder, and I didn't give a shit about this either because it's.
Do you know this cut off? This cut off.
This is when I have to go live. By now, I'm caught up because I know the overrun's not going to happen. He won, and here's where it gets worse. He's kicking the shit out of him doing Daniel's move every time, and the ref just rings the bell, and they don't announce a winner.
You didn't mention the promo package for Bryan Danielson with all the ROH footage from the early 2000s, where he had the eye patch when he detached his retina and all this bullshit. They act like the man's dying. They act like he's going to die in a ring at any time. I don't understand any of this. He's going to retire soon, but he's not dead. He's not dying. But they say he's got a bad neck. Is that true? Or is it just kayfabe?
It's been a bad neck. It's been bad for years. That's why his wife didn't want his dumbass to wrestle.
But she likes that Tony Khan money.
Do you want to know what the best part of this whole thing was?
The Ass Pirates, the Acclaim.
No, the Green Day song that they chose for it.
Time of Your Life. Yes.
No, that is not what it is. That is not the name of that song.
It's called Good Riddance.
Good Riddance. I thought that was apropos.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, this thing ended.
Swerve Strickland is a guy who gets no respect. He's the heavyweight champ of this promotion. He gets no respect whatsoever.
How do you mean, Bottles? Please tell me how you mean.
In the promo
we talked
materials,
about how earlier.
His standing in the promotion, hit the promo materials, the promotion for the shows, he gets no respect whatsoever. He's an afterthought. There's a meme on Twitter of a woman with her kids at the pool, and the little girl's jumping up into the pool, and the mom's catching her, all excited. And that was Tony Khan catching Mercedes Moné. Someone put names across where the kids are. One little boy's drowning, and that was MJF. And then Swerve Strickland is a skeleton in a chair at the bottom of the pool, which he is. He's just, okay, well, he's our champ. He's a little bit over, so yeah, okay. I like black people. I'll make him the champ. It's the rumor going around, Tony Khan does not like black people, and that's why he gives them the short shrift. And
well, that's been a rumor for a while. I don't know if it's true or not.
Look at the promotion. Look at the promotion.
Well, I'll say this much. I'm just going to say this much, right? When you looked at their flyer for the show on social media this week,
yes.
Swerve was midway down, far left, no huge heavyweight champion, AEW, none of that shit.
None of that.
Sort of there.
Sort of there. He should have been he should be the focus.
At the top of every flyer they do, it should be there.
Yes, absolutely. He's a heel now. He's a heel. He's a born heel. He's good at being a heel. He's always been a heel. They're trying to make him a face. The stuff he was doing with the manager, the dancing manager, whatever his name is. I'll call him DM. The stuff he was doing with DM in the Hangman Page feud. He's in Hangman Page's house. Broke in. Great stuff. Really good stuff. And that's how Swerve got elevated to where he is now. But all of a sudden, hey, he's a face.
I'll give you my 2 cents.
Look at me.
I'll give you my 2 cents. I don't think it has anything to do with the race. I just think he doesn't know how to book somebody that's hot, that gets hot on their own. I think he doesn't know how to maintain that heat. Swerve got over on his own. I don't think TK was doing anything. Swerve was the hottest act they had in the company 6 months ago. By far.
If you take the manager away.
No, even if you take the manager away.
The dancing manager away. And none of that was in there when he was coming up. He sort of came out by himself. He never would have been this big. The dancing manager had a lot to do with it.
There was an aura he got, and I felt it. I was in support. I was like, this guy's good. I enjoyed his stuff 6-7 months ago.
Good wrestler. Good wrestler.
Yeah. But then he started doing this happy hand job shit. I'm not all for the kicks and the punches and the 300 kickouts. Just saying. Johnny Fingers is not a fan.
Johnny Fingers?
Yeah, not a fan. Look
Not
at you
good.
searching so hard right now. You want it so bad. You would have pulled that
You caught me with my
trigger
pants
so
down,
bad.
pal. I didn't have. There he is. Johnny Fingers.
Again, I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notifications button. Got a lot to say. Rest in peace, Alpha. Yes, he did apparently just pass away. We had read about that. He was in bad health, so he just passed.
Wow. Both of them are gone. Both Wild Samoans are gone.
How about that, though? They died within a couple of months of each other.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
same bloodline, right?
Bloodline?
Bloodline? Somebody say bloodline?
Yes.
I do have some news I want to report on before we take off tonight. Some of it's going to make some people very upset.
Uh-oh.
Samantha Irvin said she is going to stop doing her hump day photos. No longer will she do them because it causes so much controversy.
What?
That's what the girl said. After a full year, I have officially retired from hump day dumps, excuse me. There was a mention to my madness, and it has served its purpose. Thank you for tuning in.
No White Castle slider, no Jerkins?
None. Gone. All of it's gone. There was also some other news I wanted to report on. The chat is awful. Your mobs are watching. Good God, get a grip. Vince McMahon's health was in the news this week. Quite a bit.
F him. F him. Nothing wrong with that man. Go ahead. Sorry.
You're just gonna...
No, go ahead, Don.
It was rumored that he was literally deteriorating right in front of their eyes. He was in bad health. He was doing terribly. And then the rumors picked up so much that his lawyer had to make an actual statement on his behalf. Did you see this?
No, I did not see the lawyer's statement. Was Vince in the picture with the lawyer wearing a neck brace?
No. This is what he said today. Vince is still shitting on bitches. No, that's not what it says. That's not what it says.
Jesus Christ almighty.
Here's what it really said. Vince's health is fine. We have no idea where the rumor that he had health issues came from, but none of it's true. And that's all they said. So, there you go. Couple little quick nuggets on that. One other little quick nugget I got. Sheamus is scheduled to join Notre Dame for the Irish Wear Green game this year. So he'll be making an impromptu entrance there. That should be fun.
So you said.
And that's all that I've got, Bottles, for today's agenda. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notifications button. Bottles, I got one more question for you.
Yes.
Are we doing a watch along tomorrow?
Yes, we are doing a WWE SmackDown watch along, 2 hours of the #1 wrestling show on global television. The highest rated wrestling show on global television, WWE SmackDown on Fox.
It's on the Fox station, it is. You can tune it anywhere.
There you go. There you go, mate. On Fox.
So, yeah, hit the ring-a-ling on the ding-a-ling. Hit that notifications button. Like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Bottles, that's all I got, pal.
We'll be here at 8 p.m. Almost said 8 a.m. 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Live. Watching SmackDown with all of yous who want to show up. I got a couple of nuggets of news. Sean Ross Sapp, your favorite person in wrestling media, alluded to issues between Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, and so those two working together might not be possible in the future. That ship has sailed interpersonally for those two, Sapp has said. Also, Christopher Daniels, the fallen angel, someone had said on Twitter, turning him into Adam Pearce at home is one of TK's greatest sins. You know the tweet I'm talking about. Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes. And also, the former host of The Bump, Matt Camp, who got fired.
Yeah, I saw they canceled that.
He's talking a lot of shit, as the kids say.
Is he?
He's saying that the company had to keep Roman Reigns and Matt Riddle separated. from each
I
other.
did see this.
During Matt Riddle's tenure there of the company because of real life heat. Riddle said he could beat Roman easily in a real fight. Roman didn't like his comments. Well, Roman had to come to the bump to promote sunglasses. Sunglasses. Riddle was supposed to be a guest on the studio show. To ensure Roman did not see Riddle's face, WWE kept them separately. Matt Camp said on his podcast. To quote Matt Camp, the funny part, little side part of that show, is Riddle was the in-studio guest and we 100% did not put Riddle on the set until Roman was gone off the video screen. Just not going to mess with that. And then Riddle went and said something dumb about Roman, like right after that in another interview. No wonder no one in WWE liked Matt Riddle. Well, Randy Orton loved Matt Riddle. They were good friends.
He did like him a lot.
He
liked
loved
him a lot.
Loved him. He
Let
was
me ask
upset
you
when he got
something,
fired.
Bottles.
Go
Let me
ahead,
ask
pal. Go ahead.
Do you think Roman Reigns could actually beat Matt Riddle in a real fight?
You got a guy who wrestled mixed martial arts, UFC.
He didn't wrestle. He didn't wrestle, pal.
Huh?
He didn't wrestle mixed martial arts. He fought in mixed martial arts.
I misspoke. A guy fought mixed martial arts in UFC. He got fired from UFC for smoking weed. They tested for that, and that was a no.
Yes.
And he went.
Well,
to,
also he did some
other...
dumb shit. Dana White's talked about his dumb ass.
Right,
like he is
right.
not the smartest guy.
Right. He went to Bellator. He went to all the other sundry lesser promotions and made his way through there. And he finally wound up in WWE. But I think maybe he could if he got a hold of Roman and put him in a right move. But those Samoan guys, they are naturally
Notorious
strong
for the
like
toughness too.
beasts, and their ability to shrug off pain, especially to the melon. They all have notoriously hard heads. That's a fact. So, yeah. Have you heard about Top Flight in AEW? The Martin brothers, Dante and Darius Martin. Top Flight. Dude, I saw this and I said, I got to show this to Don.
You've got to show me this because I haven't heard
I got to
this
have
at
this
all.
for the show. This is a shit show. They're called Top Flight. So now what they did is they made them airline pilots.
Is this?
They are
What?
they're fucking airline pilots, okay? They've got Darius and Dante Martin. They've got Layla Hirsch, who grew her hair out, and she's a stewardess. And they've got Action Andretti, if you're wondering where the hell he's been. He's right there. And for some reason, they got one of the guys from Private Party pointing at them wearing, I don't know what he's wearing.
That is what you call a cow outfit.
That looks like the floor of an X-rated movie theater, what he's wearing.
Good God, son.
It's the shits. And
That's
this is
definitely
a
not the shits if that's that room. That's called spunk.
Pal, let me tell you something. It's oh God. Who does this?
Apparently,
does
Top
this?
Flight does.
Why?
We're going to get screwed on that last one. No, we're going to get screwed on that last one. That last picture that was up on your feed. I don't know what that was, but it wasn't good.
What's that?
You better look privately.
Look privately.
Yeah. Okay. I want to take a screenshot of this when it's all said and done. I'm going to send it to Jimmy C81.
This is all Twitter, pal. That's all I'm looking at right. This right here you're talking about?
Yeah.
This is Cody Rhodes at the dinner with some friends of his that were in AEW. Ricky Starks over here on the right. And we'll go from right to left. Ricky Starks, Aaron Solo, Preston Vance, who was just on AEW television on Collision, I believe, the other night. I don't know who the blonde girl is with Preston Vance. You got Brandy Rhodes, and then you got Cody in the bottom left corner. They're all at the lunch or dinner. No context. This is from American Nightmare Cody's Twitter account. So I would have to assume that some of these people sitting at this table will be moving their way over to WWE soon. Preston Vance, good-looking kid. He was 10 in the Dark Order. Guy's got size. A young guy, a big dude. In the land of the little people, AEW, being a big muscular man doesn't get you
Has its
anywhere.
privileges.
It has its privileges. Dave Meltzer on AEW's reported plans to host a stadium show in Australia. WCW in 2000. When they
Yeah,
were
that's
dead,
right.
still
They're
did good
going to
numbers in
Australia. I wanted to mention that. I'm glad you brought it up. Please,
when
go ahead now.
WCW in 2000, when they were dead, still did good numbers in Australia just because of the scarcity and everything like that. I think the first time in, they'll do well. The idea of going to a stadium, man, they don't have the, this is Meltzer saying this, man, they don't have the viewership. They don't have the popularity they do in the UK. It's not even close. Maybe they'll pull it off. I mean, WWE pulled off 3 stadium shows. They were all successful. UFC pulled off stadium shows there. I don't know. I'm skeptical of it. This is Dave Meltzer saying this. So I don't know. Before we leave, I'd like to say Heel Uzi is in the chat. Uzi, we used a Mercedes Monet TikTok clip that you posted on Twitter. And I'd like to give you a shout out for that. Thank you, my friend. I told you that I would mention you on Twitter. I forgot to say it last time we were on the air. But thank you, Uzi, for everything you do.
If you have something you'd like to contribute to the show, we'll gladly show it and try to give you credit. Sometimes shit goes sideways.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes we just get drunk on the air and forget. Don, I'm out of alcohol and I'm fed up and tired.
Well, look, I'll say this much. I know a guy that never had problems with his goddamn well.
Till next week, Gordon Soley saying so long from the Sunshine State.